VanillaTV. You're watching TCM-Gaming versus Epsilon eSports final, being brought to you by Arx, Beta and Comedian, and Arx is going to run you to middle.
Okay, so as the demo men just arrived, roughly the same time, we see the stickies as usual being exchanged over on middle. Let's look to see who's going to be the aggressive, more confident team in this mid. Scouts at the moment are the ones going forward. The soldiers aren't committing, but Zebbosai jumps over, does take down KN, and he's doing so much damage. Manages to take down Extremer as well. R2 drops to him, and well, Epsilon in a bit of trouble here. All of their players going down, and that is a complete wipe. TCM taking this initial initiative, but well, yeah, very comfortably.
Well played by Zebbosai there, going over the top and eliminating 3 of the Epsilon players just right off the bat. Could we have had a more perfect start for TCM, Arx?
No, you couldn't. They've kept their medic alive. They haven't used their Uber. They've wiped them. I guess the only way that could have gone more perfectly is if they wiped them a little bit later, because maybe they would have been able to push on to last. But in any sense, that's pretty much perfect. Now, we do see that Epsilon are running a sniper on last. They want to try and get that shot, but smartly, he's already going back into spawn, realizing he's been called. And, oh, they were running 2 snipers, actually. They have walled on spy. In the meantime, TCM have pushed in. They've popped their Uber. They've only got 2 kills, but they have a scout getting half of the time on that's going to bait a load of players there. But crucially, kaidus, where is he? He's not really in the fight. He's getting chased down now, and TCM, that push was far from perfect.
Yeah, we did see this the last time they played. TCM-Gaming having problems pushing onto that last, and Epsilon, great defense again. They were rocking 2 snipers. Were they running 2 snipers? Are you certain about that? I saw a heavy there as well.
Yeah, you know what, I'm not certain anymore, but I swear I saw one sniper running the spawn and another one come up from the top, so it looked like they really wanted that medic pick, and they've done it on Badlands quite a few times before, so I'm going to say that they were running 2 snipers. So
Zebbosai goes down as he was hunting and just hiding in that middle area, waiting for the medic to run past, but Epsilon did call that. R2 or F2, we will never know, but either way, he does have his Uber at 100%, and byte still building at 40% at the moment. Would have been great to see someone like byte switching to crits here, but Epsilon have popped their Uber and they're going to force TCM-Gaming all the way back to their last. They've captured that forward point now as well, so are they going to push fast before they still get the Uber? Maybe force it out of TCM? I'm surprised we didn't see any soldiers go aggressive there, Arx. Maybe like KnOxXx just going in to see if he could get the pick on byte.
Well, here's the thing, they could afford to use that Uber because now they just have to retreat, and if TCM use their Uber here and Epsilon keep their medic alive, they've got that advantage straight back again. So it was kind of worth the risk, and if you have a look, TCM have used their Uber. R2 has got 50% of his Uber, and actually TCM have completely overextended here. They used that Uber, pushed out, and they've only got 2 players alive now, kaidus and Rebeli. We're probably going to see, well, Epsilon push almost immediately. They do have that sniper who can deal with a heavy. Demo goes down as well. TCM in a whole lot of trouble. 2 players are getting the respawns, but is that going to be enough? Epsilon making their way into this final point now.
Yeah, water's causing serious problems at the moment. It's been allowed to free roam. Time on the point of scout and soldier coming in as well. Someone needs to go down and block that. It's not going to happen. 1-0 the score, and we've just had 3.5 minutes gone. TCM-Gaming going all the way to the last point of Epsilon, but getting pushed all the way back almost in one movement, Arx, in one play maybe. They only really used that 1 Uber in the end.
Yeah, and they were completely baited into using that, as Epsilon had that free Uber, but TCM should have probably just stayed back and waited for Epsilon to build another Uber. They weren't, the scoreboards were as even, so why not wait for a proper push to come in? Either way, we are going on to round 2. Medic of TCM took quite a big hit there, but the regeneration's going on him. Zebbosai, I believe, again jumped over to try and get him. Did manage to take down R2. And TCM keeping their medic alive. Are they going to play cautiously here, or are they just going to go in for the kill? Well, you know what? It looks like Epsilon have fallen out with most of their players anyway. Well, the few that are still left.
Actually, Arx, I have to correct you, my friend. Zebbosai did get R2. He did get
that's
him.
what I said.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said he didn't.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to correct myself then. He did get... Okay, right. Anyway, so TCM again winning that middle area. I'm not sure what the difference is at the moment. Zebbosai coming huge again. But nonetheless, neither way. This time, TCM-Gaming opting to go very aggressive up top. They've used their Uber. Epsilon have fallen back to their last point. And let's just see how they set up this defense again. Opting to run 2 scouts still at the moment. No one's gone heavy, and there is not a sniper there. Zebbosai comes in, trying to get the pick on the medic. No luck there. Their Uber, 75% for Epsilon at the moment. Will we see the counter push? I'm surprised we haven't seen maybe like like one of the TCM guys go sniper just to sort of like intimidate the Arx?
Well, this is it. You're going to see if Epsilon are going to do the same thing that TCM did. Now, TCM, their medic is so far back, he's ridiculously safe. If Epsilon do come out on Uber right now, then they might find themselves in the same situation. There we go. Uber's been popped. I can't see them being able to get the TCM medic here. The difference is they really need to cap that 4th point, because that'll allow them some time to fall back when TCM come back at them. Now, they're going to have their Uber, and R2 doesn't have much, well, hardly any time on there. So we can expect TCM to be pushing in either immediately or as soon as the rest of their players get there. And Epsilon actually doing this a bit differently to how TCM did. They pushed really far forward, but hopefully leaving enough room for their medic to retreat when TCM come in with that Uber.
And actually, it was Zebbosai that went sniper arc, so I did call it. They probably delayed the push coming back in because he went down. They didn't have that damage dealer there. They didn't have the soldier there. I'm just trying to find out where Zebbosai is gone again. He's just gone up top in the middle area. TCM-Gaming looking like they want to come through that choke point. A lot of pipes coming in, and they're out the window. Uber was forced. Byte took a big hit there. But again, Epsilon opting to fall back straight away up top. And kaidus is chasing. I don't think he's going to go through the doors. No, he isn't. And they're going to get the point. hocz comes in, flying in, takes down hymzi. Will he get down onto the medic as well? They have used counter Uber and they've come back in. But only the hymzi going down, and kaidus is isolated here. kaidus goes down. So in the end, TCM-Gaming didn't get that forward point, but it doesn't look like they want to give it up. Finally opting to fall back.
Yeah, see, this is what I don't like about TCM's play. If you do push in with an Uber, and obviously it's not sort of the last capture point or something, if you do push in with an Uber and you don't manage to get their medic down, the most important thing you can do is cap that point back. Take that capture point. It's more important than the kills, because it just means that even if they do push you back, they have to sit there and cap that point back, and it gives you time and you don't lose 2 points. But in this case, because they didn't manage to take it, Epsilon just took their mid. And now Epsilon pushing in with this Uber. Counter Uber has been popped from TCM, and they're pushing them all the way back to mid. Gear also goes down from the stickies of kaidus, and TCM trying to carry this momentum forward now. They're pushing into middle. They've got quite a nice force there and a few players up high. They're doing a very good job of this push at the moment. Demoman has put a lot of pressure on R2. He does get taken down by Rebeli, and TCM wiping, well, yeah, a complete wipe on the Epsilon players, taking this middle with a scout, and they're going to take this 4th as well.
Yeah, great momentum there. That's almost like just a complete opposite again of what we saw in the first round of this match, but it's still 1-0 the score in favour of Epsilon. TCM-Gaming with it all to do at the moment, and well, with just over 21 minutes remaining, this is going to be, is this their second attempt at pushing last? And they have a huge Uber advantage this time, Arx. But again, Epsilon running that heavy. I think they need to go in now. Gears down. This is the perfect time to go in, you know?
Yeah, and they'd have enough Uber time. But with that sniper there, they really want to Uber through the door. They know that R2's not going to have his Uber in time. So yeah, they've Ubered immediately. Sniper takes one little shot at a soldier and goes back and immediately changes to scout. TCM also getting a lot of time on the point. This is looking good for them. Medic of R2 has gone down, so no counter Ubers expected, but they're losing a lot of players. Only hocz, only kaidus alive now, and he's getting flanked by 2 scouts and a soldier. Great defense from Epsilon there. Managed to save that last point, and they've kept the 2 scouts alive, so they are going to be able to get this 4th point back as well.
So watch out, people on this Source TV and obviously on the stream. That is a solid defense by Epsilon, not for the first time, the second time this match, and they're obviously doing something well, because they seem to defend this very, very well on their last. Most importantly, I think for TCM-Gaming is that R2 really, I think he went down, so they're not going to gain a huge advantage, so they may be able to recapture this forward point relatively easy. But as he says that, a gear comes in, hocz takes a rocket to the face, stays up, but there's a back cap going on. It was Zebbosai that went over the top again, but he got called. Again, gear down for Epsilon. Could this prompt the push from TCM-Gaming? They will not have that Ruber. No, they're not. They're opting to build, I eat my words, and we're all square and set up again for another attempted push of TCM-Gaming. This is going to be, could it be 3rd time lucky for them? We're going to find out very shortly.
Yeah, they're not running a heavy this time, but they do have that snipe, which is going to probably, I mean, well, when you're talking TF2 at this level, teams like to Uber straight through the door, not just so that their medic doesn't get picked, but say their demo man who's leading the way doesn't get picked up, because that can be huge and completely screw up a push. So, it's now Uber against Uber. There is a spy from Zebbosai, but the Ubers have already been popped and come in. Maybe they're hoping that he can get a back cap in afterward. Counter Uber has been popped from Epsilon, and no real ground was gained. Oh, Spy has been discovered. wltrs actually saw Zebbosai there, and dealt with him, so yeah, nice play.
Yeah, TCM-Gaming have to be careful here. They don't want to lose any more damage dealers, because this could prompt the push, and it probably will. Epsilon have got to go push through. Zebbosai was already down. That's one of the soldiers, and they've also lost the other soldier of hocz as well. And TCM-Gaming have fallen back. I'm just watching out for a back cap. Nothing going on, and they've recaptured that forward point. So Epsilon, again, another solid defense. So really well played by them. Not for the third, well, what was it, third time this map they've done that now?
Yeah.
But, so if you have just joined us, this is VanillaTV. This is the ETF2L Grand Final sponsored by TT eSports between TCM-Gaming and Epsilon eSports. VanillaTV are not bringing you but one, but two streams tonight. Admirable and DJC with Boomy doing the streaming on stream 1. Shout out to those guys. And of course, you are here with Arx and Beta and Comedian. And we obviously thank you for your choice tonight.
Right, so yes, at the moment, Epsilon just set up on their second. They are winning 1-0 at the moment, so, well, they're not trying to run the clock down. They're just, it's actually TCM's position to push here, because if Epsilon push, they could potentially lose the round after that push, like directly after it. But if TCM push, the most they could really lose is middle, and maybe a push their fourth capture point, but it's almost unlikely. So, just having a look, kaidus has actually got a nice little sticky trap set up in the route that it looked like Epsilon wanted to push, but are Epsilon actually going to make this push?
No, sorry, yeah, I noticed that as well. I thought he was so close, Extreme was so close to them, I thought he was going to fall onto them, but they didn't in the end, and kaidus is probably going to have to use them, and he has. So, Epsilon opting just to hang around at the moment. Both teams have their Uber. As we see, hocz coming in up top behind Epsilon this time. Uber has been popped by byte. Rebeli, the first person to go down. Epsilon slightly delayed, and it will force TCM back to try and recycle. Zebbosai goes down as well. A lot of players isolated for TCM-Gaming at the moment. This is really dangerous, and it's only kaidus up at the moment. I'm not sure how he managed to escape as well. I can't even find him, and he's up in the window, coming behind the medic. He's behind the medic, takes down R2. I did clock him in the end, Arx, and takes down Gear as well. That is probably a round saver for TCM-Gaming right there.
Yeah, Epsilon will still take this middle, but they're not going to be able to carry that momentum forward. They're going to have to wait for their players. They have lost, obviously, one of their soldiers and their medic. So it is going to put TCM with a little Uber advantage here, but it's yeah, it's a difficult one. TCM actually making their way in forward, but there is a scout on the back cap, and he hasn't been seen yet. Rebeli's finally going back now, but that scout, he might even cap this. If he stays on there, doesn't manage to get that final cap, but that will force TCM right back. Other scout did chase in byte, who's quite weak, and I'm just wondering, even though Epsilon only have 3 players alive here, they might push. They've just lost their medic though. So, no, sorry, they haven't lost their medic yet. He's still dancing around, still alive, and wow, how is Epsilon still up here? It's soldier versus soldier. Zebbosai finally finishes him off there, but ridiculously close.
And in the end, he takes a rocket as well. So, almost a complete wipe for TCM-Gaming. Obviously, Epsilon getting the faster spawns. So, they're going to be able to get back to mid relatively quicker than TCM-Gaming. But I'm just trying to think who's going to have the advantage here. It's going to be byte, very, very slight advantage on the Uber. Probably hard to work out really after all that happened. And R2 went down relatively late, as we saw. So right now, Epsilon looking strong at the moment, Arx. I think your prediction doesn't look as good as the moment, my friend. But to be fair, you did say that was Granary. We did say Granary first, didn't we?
I don't know. When I was going by maps, I said it was going to be 5-0 on this map on Snakewater. So that's still my prediction. I mean, it's not looking great considering it's 1-0 and there's only 15 minutes played. But the point was that TCM, I can't see them getting around. Well, that's my prediction anyway.
Well, they need to sort out their last push, or Epsilon need to make a mistake on their defense of that as well. Just a lot of rockets being exchanged at the moment. Zebbosai is a little bit overextended. One more rocket will finish him off. He does get a heal from byte and manages to jump away. It has allowed Epsilon to come through that choke point, but again, KnOxXx opting to fall back and rejoin his medic. again, this is where we see quite a relatively slow game of Snakewater. It's just no one really wants to risk losing what could be the second and sort of obviously the third point, and maybe all the way to last. And I think this is only the first time we've seen both teams have an Uber, and it's TCM-Gaming going on the aggressive. Zebbosai comes through the window, takes down wltrs and Git, and it's prompted TCM-Gaming to come through as well, pushing through. Did they use their Uber? R2 obviously counter Ubers as we slightly lag, or possibly a pause, in fact.
I believe that's probably a pause. Obviously, we don't know what the reason is for it. We'd find out in sort of 90 seconds, but the fact that everyone's still typing on Source TV leads me to believe, yeah, it is a pause for some reason.
I'm not exactly sure who or why that was the case, but so this does give us another moment to just do our sort of like standard introductions as well. So this is VanillaTV streaming to you tonight. Not one stream, but two streams on tonight. So Admirable and DJC with Boomy streaming on the other stream for you, and of course here tonight to you with Arx, Beta, and Comedian. This is the ETF2L Grand Finals, sponsored by TT eSports between TCM-Gaming and Epsilon. And Arx, is this, as we have a little break, there isn't really much to guess of the gameplay. So well, there's a soldier on top of a scout of hymzi, and these soldiers being Ubered right now, so I think we know who's going to win that. But there's no other sort of guessing games to play.
Not necessarily, because see, this little guessing game here, hymzi knows that soldier, actually, I don't think from his angle he can see that, no, he can't see the soldier looking at him, but surely he's going to go the opposite direction to what the soldier's looking at him, and dodge him, and that Uber might wear off, and the soldier is kind of weak.
We'll see. But this does give us a chance to serenade you all, actually.
Are you singing then?
Yeah, I can sing, man.
What? Okay, well, why not? So do you want me to play something?
Yeah, just play something, man. Just play it.
Okay,
Obviously, you have to tell me when the game restarts, by the way. We do the roster call.
Come on then.
Oh, and we've got A and Arx and Beta, that's my name, and Chevy and Comic and Chud. We got Cresp and Jackal, and Fluffy Monster. We got Hey H and Horse and Natural and Entram and Poker. Hey, we got security. No, we don't need security. We got Cynic, we got Stranger, we got War Master. Let's switch to the other stream. We get a dish. Is it restarted?
No, I just thought let's switch to the other stream.
Well, we've run out of people to shout out, mate.
Switch to. Oh right. Oh okay. You were doing the mumble calls.
I was doing the mumble call. I was doing the roster call.
Okay. Do it a bit. Do it a bit more gangster. Okay. So. Oh, game's restarted.
Okay, game's restarted. Carry on. Go.
Right, okay, so TCM are making this push, and I completely didn't see what actually happened to that soldier and scout that we were talking about, but TCM jumping all over them right now. Taking this midpoint with all of their players still alive. Medic does go down of R2, so TCM carrying this momentum forward. They are just about to finish capping that mid, and they've already got ×3 waiting on this fourth capture point if they actually stand on it. There we go, ×3 for a brief second. And also, they've got 50% Uber advantage. wltrs did just go out to try and take that medic down, didn't manage to do so. And Epsilon actually in trouble here.
Yeah, we're going to find out who dropped or lagged at the moment. wltrs was Spy, by the way. He sort of got like a face stab. If only that face stab bug still existed, I'm sure Byte would have been a little bit unhappy. But this is going to be the fourth time we see TCM trying to push Epsilon last now. And maybe this could be it if they did drop a player, I'm sorry to say. They're opting from the bottom route, so I'm going to follow TCM this time. As they come in through the bottom, Heavy locks onto him straight away. That focus fire coming in. Medic goes right to the back corner. He's been hunted down by hymzi. hymzi does take him down, but again, Epsilon looking really strong. TCM players only 2 up at the moment. Byte dancing around. Epsilon losing players all over the shop here, and again, it's just kaidus left, and kaidus is on his own. Kaidus is on his own. It's going to be 1-0. It's going to be 1-0. 13 minutes remaining, 1-0. And wow, would you have predicted it? In the end, kaidus again on his own. Even though he's the first one to go in, by the way, everyone. He has managed to capture the point. As we see now, the pause. and we find out who dropped Arx.
Yeah, I didn't actually see who it was who dropped. They did just say, yeah, you know, I don't know why they had to pause it. Either way, we are going on to round 3. My prediction was wrong. It does look like Epsilon players, their scouts came into the point a lot quicker, so I'm thinking, were TCM not prepared for this? I haven't even seen their medic yet, so maybe that was the issue. But Epsilon convincingly taking this midpoint, medic really slow to mid. And actually, Epsilon soldiers did chase and put a lot of damage out on him, and they're going to take this 4th point as well. If they can actually cap this midpoint, nobody's on there. There is one scout of wltrs. There we go. Both of the scouts are now on this mid. But TCM did keep their medic alive.
Yeah, that's probably the most important factor of that. They may have got rolled on that middle area, but they're opting to defend really far forward as well, looking like they don't want to give in that sort of inner area of their sort of the point. But hocz goes down. He overextended just a tad. And again, Epsilon now on the offensive, and they're 1 for 1 at the moment. Byte is running crits, actually. I'm sure I saw Byte running crits. No, he's not. Sorry. We did see Epsilon come jumping in. They have used that Uber. hymzi, Rebeli rocking up heavy this time. RT goes down. Epsilon going to fail on this push, surely. Time on point. Time on point. Gets shut down. So that Stefan gets shut down. But TCM opting to go aggressive onto Epsilon. This is not what Epsilon have been doing to defend. They've been sitting back. And Extremely is causing all types of problems to kaidus and byte and takes him down. That is quite substantial round there, really. I'm surprised that Extremely was given all that time and space. But, as usual, we do have a change in the works for you guys. And we are introducing a speed round.
Oh, I see a speed round. Okay, so both teams are making their way to middle. We do have the Deadman exchanging a lot of stickers over here. The Epsilon scout is pushing forward over onto him, putting a lot of pressure on him. He gets taken down really early here. And now the Epsilon soldiers are jumping up, trying to join the party here. Deadman's pushed them really aggressive, and TCM having to fall back. I'm just having a look where the medic is. He's all the way back near his train at the moment, and he's building Uber with the soldier, but this is it. Epsilon is still pushing. They have ×4 on there. They're 2 scouts that are going to push without that. They don't yet even have their Ubers yet. So in they come. Deadman sneaking off this soldier, gets blasted into the sky, but the soldier goes down to the rocket of gear. And in comes the ifused Epsilon players, and I'm passing it to you.
As we see Epsilon still on the attack, they've captured that forwards point, and they're still on the attack. They do have that Uber. Are they going to come in straight away? Very good chance of them coming in. They're all coming in straight away. TCM going aggressive, facing onto wltrs goes down first for Epsilon. Epsilon still trying to push through them. Uber has been used by byte, so R2 still hasn't used his Uber. This is a great chance for Epsilon, but they do have a lot of players down at the moment. Hurry up so I can carry on speaking, Epsilon. You need to attack. You need to attack. Come on. But as we see now, TCM still trying to push out and recapture the forward area. Uber has been forced by the scouts of Epsilon. This is exactly what they wanted. But byte goes down, and Epsilon still on the attack, and they're going to fall back to the middle area, Arx.
Yeah, TCM medic of Deadman of kaidus just went out and managed to kill down F2 there, but they have R2 even, and now TCM only have 1 player alive. They just have Zebbosai on the last point. He's going to have to try being a hero here. 2 soldiers and a scout coming in, absolutely obliterated him. Soldier has spawned, tried to get there in time, didn't manage to do so, and the score is now 3-1 in favour of Epsilon. Great push, great round.
Yeah, great round for a speed round as well. 3-1 the score. 9 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. I must give a shout out to Pledge, who actually said, I think it was Crack Clan, he said we were losing this 1-0 with 15 minutes to go, and actually ended up winning 6-1. So there we go. So maybe we will see. But nevertheless, we are back to this middle area. As we see, Epsilon opting for a slightly more defensive strategy this time. TCM on the attack. No one's gone up top. It's only Epsilon gear up there. kaidus and Zebbosai go down. So this is not really a best start of TCM-Gaming, and they're still falling back. kaidus goes down as well. So that's nearly all of their damage dealers down, and they're going to have to give them that middle point, Arx.
Yeah, Pledge did a great analysis of Epsilon Vanilla TF2 side, which says that they perform better in the second half of maps. So maybe it's just that their lineup really adapts to what the enemy is doing. And either way, I'll hold that for a second, as both Ubers have been popped. The TCM players look like they're going to have to fall back here. Epsilon again kept running forward with Extrema leading the way. Getting a lot of spam in there. hocz is really weak in there. He gets taken down by Gear. And TCM only 2 players alive. They've got byte and kaidus, and this is going to be an absolute miracle considering there's a scout already on the point. He's going to finish that cap, and Epsilon 4-1 taking that round, and they are just on a roll.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's changed in TCM's sort of like strategy, but it's not working at the moment. You need to reset it and do it again, because that's probably 2 of the fastest rounds we see. We saw one round, what, for like 14 minutes, wasn't it? 9 minutes? And then we see another round for like 6 minutes, and now we've just seen 2 rounds in 2 minutes. But
Right, let's see.
Go on, go on. So now we see TCM again, looking like
Lost their medic.
Yeah, they've lost byte, they've lost kaidus and Zebbosai as well. Arx, what on earth happened there?
Well, this was kind of what I expected would happen with my prediction. I just didn't think that TCM were going to get that one round. I think that Epsilon have sussed them out now. They're just full of confidence. They know that they've pretty much won it. They're not going to lose 3 rounds in 7 minutes. They're just pushing with confidence, and TCM are just, well, are they giving up?
I don't know. It's almost like you know, in some games like tennis is a really good example of this. You know when they're going to lose a set, so they just stop trying because they're just going to save their energy. They just do it for like just for the hell of it. It's more of like a warm up. But do you really get that with like gaming? But
StarCraft players
hold on, sorry, hold that for Arx, hold that for Arx. Epsilon have pushed through with that Uber straight away. Locking byte in the spawn, takes a sticky trying to come out. Loads of time on the point. Rebeli comes down as heavy trying to shut him out. And he has done a lot of damage, but I think Epsilon just hanging around at the top, still letting KnOxXx fire in some rockets from the back. Byte does now have his Uber, very weak though, so one hit will force it out. It has allowed KnOxXx and his medic of R2 to fall back and recycle though, Arx.
Here's the thing, I don't think that Epsilon are going to register that TCM actually have their Uber. I mean, if TCM don't push immediately, then I don't think they'd be expecting it. I don't know why I'm making that call. It feels like they would have expected that medic to go down as everyone wiped. But either way, TCM are pushing forward now. They have used their Uber very, very early. Demoman jumped, but he got immediately pushed back. Actually, a scout's going, and a soldier by the looks of it, going in for a backup. No, sorry, Gear's just gone behind them, but he has been seen. Trying to put some pressure on. Epsilon coming in now with some great aggression, but Soldier is behind their medic. He gets taken down, but only Zebbosai alive again. So we are going to see Epsilon pushing on to his last, and they're taking this round. Score 5-1.
5-1 then, 5.5 minutes remaining. There we have it. So TCM will be probably lining up. I guess we're going to have Granary next. I imagine it switched to Snakewater being first because Epsilon may have had the first choice or something.
It might just be that they both came to the conclusion that this would probably be the more one-sided map, so it's quite nice to get this out of the way. Because Granary, no one really knows how it will go, whereas with this map, a lot of people figured that Epsilon would probably take it. So for viewing purposes, it does make a lot of sense. Either way, okay, it is 5-1. We are on to round 7 here, and it looks like Epsilon... you know, it's I was going to say it was almost even there, but TCM looked like they are coming out on top. They did have their medic alive. But he went down in the last instant, and TCM are going to take this mid.
Yeah, they're going to take this mid. 4.5 minutes remaining. Maybe they can get one more on the board. R2 did go down. Byte went down earlier, though, so they will have a slight advantage of probably about... Oh, I don't know. Blimey, as we saw Byte switch spawn, actually, so they're not going to have an advantage.
Oh, well, they are... Let's see where
I think Byte's running crits. I think Byte's running crits. He is running crits. I was going to say that is building so fast. I saw him switch, so that was building so fast. They're already at 50% actually, so they will be coming in really early, which is exactly what we want. 4 minutes left. Maybe they could get 1 or 2 rounds on the board if they're lucky, but they still need to crack that Epsilon defense. And maybe if you're harsh on TCM, maybe they only got the first one before because